That's been
Linda, it's great to see you.
Oh, thank you.
Brad, I have no idea why you're out here. And I have no idea why I can't hear a damn thing. You know, things are going to be better when Doug Basham completely takes over OVW. Oh, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong that Danny Davis didn't start OVW. Tell me I'm wrong that Doug Basham, the #1 student ever at OVW. Tell me I'm wrong that Doug Basham is OVW.
Well, speak of the devil, there he is.
The Revolution.
Ladies and gentlemen, AJZ, Dalton McKenzie, Shotgun, Tony Gunn, Crixus, and the Machine, Doug Basham, the Revolution.
I'll say you're absolutely right. Doug Basham flooded the foundations of OVW. An OVW original, one of the first student at Hot Boy Davis Arena.
No. You're not listening, Brad. He's not one of the first students. He is the first student for his uncle, Danny Davis, who started OVW.
I apologize for misspeaking there, and I'll go one further, though, and say Doug Basham was taking those foundations that Danny Davis gave him and built one hell of an army that we're looking at right now.
But the Revolution has all of the titles. It's one of the greatest things I've seen in professional wrestling. This is an absolutely dominant faction, group, whatever the hell you want to call it. These guys control OVW. Whether anyone likes it or not, when you control all the gold, you control the Federation, and that's what they do.
What about the heart? The heart of our members of Team OVW here tonight, defending the honor of OVW.
The heart? Who is the heart? The heart is what goes with the gold. That's all that is. You can talk about heart, you can talk about passion, you can talk about participation trophies, you can talk about snowflakes, you can talk about all these kids today are doing all their flips and their flops, you can talk about these karate katas that I was witnessing earlier, you can talk about the Cirque du Soleil performance that I stopped earlier, or you can talk about the Revolution that is absolutely dominating professional wrestling. That to me is heart, that to me is soul, that to me the most important thing is pocketbook.
Well, JBL, I think what Linda was kind of trying to postulate there was that the heart of OVW arguably would be the fans and those who fight for the fans in the Revolution. It made it very clear that they're only here fighting for themselves and more specifically fighting for Doug Basham.
Let me ask you a question. What do you remember from 1927? The fans who filled the stadium at Yankee Stadium or Babe Ruth? You remember Babe Ruth.
Incredible parable there. And to be fair, Doug Basham seemingly building a team of Babe Ruths now, an unstoppable force. And JBL, let me ask you.
Murderer's Row. Guys, this is a modern day Murderer's Row.
And that kind of leads me to my next point, JBL. I mean, you've been in the sport for a long time. You've seen it all. If Team OVW falls tonight, if our last ditch fails, what else? I mean, what's next? What can OVW do with the Revolution if it's that firmly at the top?
I think it's a foregone conclusion that the Revolution is going to be the controlling interest in OVW, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Look at the house you've got tonight. Look at how many fans have turned out. Look at how many turned out Thursday. You have a sold-out crowd. Business is good. Something's good about business, and what's good about business is the Revolution. Could they lose? Absolutely they could. Look, as I say in baseball, there's pros on both sides of the plate. They're not fighting slouches. They're fighting top guys. As I always say, top guys, top guys. One of the dumbest phrases in the world. If they win, it's monumental. I believe what's expected is that Revolution wins.
That would be monumental indeed. Oh, man. This has been weeks, months. It's almost been a year in the making since the Revolution debuted at OVW. I mean, if they can close out Fight Night with the victory, I don't know how I'll even feel leaving.
Think about the great factions of all time. Think about the Freebirds in the 1980s. Think about the NWO in the 1990s. Think about Evolution in the 2000s. This is this generation's great faction. They have all the titles. That's the commonality that you see with all these great factions. Whether you like them, whether you hate them, it doesn't really matter. They're very successful.
Oh, you're a man of business, JBL, so let me ask you this at a business standpoint. We've seen how they handle business, coming in, decimating, trying to injure everyone, making them the only one left standing. Maybe there's no one for them to face. How does the business
The
run if there's no one to
following
oppose them?
contest is your main event of Fight Night. And it is a lethal lockdown match. Introducing the team of the 80s, baby. TW3, the Mammoth, Donovan Seesaw, Tusk, and Chains.
OVW Tag Team Champions.
Another former OVW champion making his way out.
Their partner, the veteran, Jack Vaughn.
Jack Vaughn, much like Will Austin earlier, not the most popular guy before, but being damned if he's not going to find himself when he thinks is the wrong side of history.
Look, I want to tell you guys something. Jack Vaughn is a guy I want to see. I understand he throws a hell of a clothesline. I want to see it.
Back kid, Cal Hero.
JBL, I don't blame you for wanting to see Jack Vaughn, but I got to tell you, these fans, they love to see Cal Hero. You talk about heart. A lot of people would argue Cal Hero, the heart of OVW, the man who keeps the heart beating.
I don't disagree with you at all. I agree with you completely. Cal Hero is somebody I want to see as well. He's exciting, he's young, he's good looking. What else could he want in a great professional wrestler?
Cash is king. And their partner, the proprietor of the Chop Shop, Cash Flow.
What a huge return it was this past week on Rise when we saw Cashflow making his way back to the home we call OVW.
And we were talking about the house we got tonight and the sold-out show Thursday. Well, JBL, I'll tell you, Thursday night when that man hit the curtain after being gone for over half a year, the crowd got so loud our microphones broke.
How could you not like the guy? Look, I have some inside Hollywood information. He is the new star of the Tulsa King. They've actually put him as the #1 star in Tulsa King. Sylvester Stallone, the guy, who played Rocky, he's like playing second fiddle to Cashflow in Tulsa King. I'm so excited to see it. That's where he's been for 5 weeks, filming this Tulsa King. This guy is a walking, talking Hollywood star.
Cashflow is going to a whole different level, folks. You can see him on Tulsa King Season 2 coming out very, very soon. But tonight, Cashflow looking to be king of OVW. But he's got to get through the revolution before
he's got to do the revolution, and that's the only thing I'll ever watch coming out of Oklahoma, believe me.
Linda Kay, I know you have a long storied history with Cal Hero and both TW3, and now you're seeing them in arguably the most precarious, dangerous match of the evening. I mean, not only that, OVW, the heart of OVW on the line. How are you personally
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the rules of the Lethal Lockdown match. One man from each team will begin in the ring, and then a coin toss winner will send their second member in 2 minutes later. The members will alternate until all men are in the ring, and then the Lethal Lockdown match begins. The weapons may be used, and the only way to win is by pinfall, submission, or by escaping the cage. The winner of the coin toss backstage was the Revolution.
I know OVW already looking defeated and despondent.
It's not a team, it's a team of great individuals. And what you're seeing on the other side, the Revolution, is a team. Great individuals as well as great champions as well, but a team that is used to being a team, there's a big difference.
I mean, you're not wrong. There's a chemistry there. And honestly, the Revolution's got so much you can do a Breaking Bad spin-off of it.
Did you just say you're not wrong?
Getting for Team OVW.
You said that to me.
Hero.
go. Cal Hero going in first. Brian, you were asking me what are my personal thoughts on this match. I mean, it means a lot to me. I've known Cal since day one, since the day he was
member
born.
of the Revolution, Shotgun, Tony Gunn.
Oh. So, knowing the history between these two, I mean, since coming down to OVW, Cal Hero looked at Tony Gunn as a mentor, as a coach, as a teammate, as a friend.
And I've got some inside information on Tony Gunn. I know Billy Gunn has had more kids than Stu Hart and Bullet Bob combined, but this is actually not one of Billy's 48 kids.
No, it is not. But
it's inside information, guys. A little inside baseball
appreciate
there.
that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, Tony
You're
Gunn,
welcome, Brad.
Tony Gunn, a new father himself, would love to go back to that young child. A winner tonight in this cage match with so much on the line. Arguably fighting for the very heart and soul of OVW in this main event.
But to send in somebody, you talk about heart and soul, you are talking of Cal Hero.
So Cal Hero right now, a heart and soul, but a broken heart. And they're finding someone he called a friend, a mentor, someone he's traveled the country with. Ooh, not only that, Doug Basham, a man who's helped mold Cal Hero into the superstar he is, now on the other side of the ring.
I mean, you want to talk about heartbreak? We all felt that. I personally felt that too. And right now, to see things transpire into this 10-man lethal lockdown cage match, it's insane. And I am rooting for Team OVW.
Cal Hero fired up here.
Look, that's what makes sport. Root for whoever you want. That's what we're here for. Look, Team OVW made a incredibly audacious move. They challenged these guys in this cage match, which, by the way, looks like the Count Rossi 1935 cage match in Atlanta.
Well,
I think Jerry Briscoe was on that card.
We're a bit far from Atlanta, but I think it's going to be just as hot in here tonight. And JB, let me ask you, when you got Cal standing across the ring from Tony Gunn, Doug Basham, two men who have helped mold him as the superstar, does that give them an advantage? Do they know what he's going to do before he does it?
I think they do. You look, it's always do you beat the coach. You look at guys like Nick Saban, their record against guys who he brought in. The coach always tends to have an advantage. You know, every once in a while you get a prize pupil come along. You never know. It's not a uniform thing, but yes, it certainly helps.
Without Tony Gunn choking out Cal Hero in the corner, illegal as a headlock in this situation. You got the Cal Hero a little distracted being there with Tony, but also distracted knowing the second person to enter this, third person, will be a member of the Revolution, essentially making it a handicap match temporarily.
That's right. I mean, speaking of making it a handicap match, we saw the Revolution lay out all 5 members of Team OVW earlier tonight.
Oh, that bell rings. We got someone else entering. It's like a real...
Now entering for the Revolution, AJC.
AJC, a man you also know quite well, has made his way through the round through Wisconsin.
He is the hunter out to get some blood here from Cal Hero.
And I will say this about the Revolution, maybe Doug Basham,
wow,
but each member so incredibly impressive physically right now.
Talk about physical right now. AJ, one of these natural national champion bodybuilders. Reminds me a lot of me. I've been doing a lot of cross fat lately. Yeah. Bigger, fatter, stronger.
We saw a lot of that strong in the Larry dropped earlier on Orion. I think he's still trying to wake up backstage.
He'll wake up one of these days. I promise you he will.
I think he's going to wait till you leave the arena first.
Good idea.
Now, Cal Hero, not a good idea to be in there against 2 members of Revolution, but unfortunately the fanny pack hero has no other options right now.
And he's got to hold his own and stand his ground right there between 2 strong and still energized members of the Revolution. I mean, look at that. Oh my, is he biting Cal Hero? That is legal.
Illegal, like, here's the thing, anything is legal in this matchup. And here's the thing, you can't pin or submit anybody until all 10 men are in the matchup. That's what makes this so dangerous. The Revolution, for the vast majority of this match, will have that handicap advantage.
It's one of these matches you can't win this thing early, but you can lose it early. You're able to decapacitate one of your opponents. It makes it harder going forward to win the match. So you can't really win this thing earlier, but you can potentially lose it early.
That is a great point, JBL.
Now entering for Team OVW, TW3.
T-Dub making his way in. Look at that, running straight up, getting right into it, shoulder into the midsection of AJC. Tony got on the attack, but a forearm for his trouble.
Fresh man in and a high flyer. Oh!
JBL, let me ask you, did maybe AJZ and Tony Gunn make a mistake not trying to take out Cal Moore, taunting him too much in the beginning?
Look, mistakes, you look at it, we'll have to look at it in post-fact is what we're going to do. Yes, you have a chance to take somebody out in a match like this, you need to.
Right now,
you can't ever get arrogant. You know, these are all professionals. So you may think you're a better team, and you may be the better team, but you can't ever take that for granted.
All it takes is for 3 seconds for everything to change in professional wrestling. And you saw T-Dub coming in and immediately changing the momentum of this matchup, kind of making him a little more even keel.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, before long, though, we will have another member of the Revolution in, but right now,
Look at this, Tony Gunn right back on top of Cal Hero. AJZ turning around CW3. And that seems to be the theme with the Revolution. Every time we think we get a leg up, a step in the right direction, they cut our feet out from under us.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, Cal getting some going here. Crowd cheering on Cal Hero with each punch here. He doesn't even have to stop at 10, Linda. Look at that.
Oh, that's right.
Going for distance, Cal Hero.
Go till 100.
Oh, and a little bit of biting on the forehead, a little bit of
tit for tat.
Oh. Cal Hero now got Tony Gunn really in the corner, but AJZ and T-Dub on the ground, respectively, on their own.
Oh.
And that's the thing, Revolution going into this full of momentum, full of spit and vinegar. They got a lot going on for them. Team OVW already been laid out once tonight with steel bats. You can't think they're going into this 100%.
No, you got to jump on them when you have that. You have an advantage, you got to take advantage of that right away, and you got to keep that advantage. Now you've got numbers on your side.
Dalton McKenzie.
There's that advantage again, that third man coming in, making this essentially a handicap match.
You got the other half of the tag team champions, that helps. Because those are guys that are used to working together as a team.
And it doesn't hurt that Dalton McKenzie's about the size of Pikeville. That man is massive.
I was going to say.
Former D1 athlete,
yeah.
just told me backstage, he's one of Dr. Death's biggest fans. One of the greatest of all time.
Oh.
Let's think Dalton McKenzie. Ooh, the guy's got a lot of personality. He calls himself Mullets and Muscles, but he's also a student of the sport. He stays at home watching tape. He's learning directly from Doug.
Oh!
Hey, that looks familiar.
Beautiful fall away slam. Yeah, did you guys talk backstage about that one?
You can pay me a little royalties off that.
Well, Jack Vaughn hits that Lariat. He might owe you a little bit on that one as well.
I want to see that Lariat. I've heard so much about it.
It's an incredible Lariat. Not quite from hell, but definitely from Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's hell, isn't it?
Pretty close. Look at that T-Dub right into the cage. And again, the numbers advantage, which again has been their MO since they showed up here, now really coming to play.
Has anybody ever lived in Cincinnati on purpose? Anybody who has cars leaves, like in Oklahoma, right?
Well, I hear the chili's good there. You like chili?
Really?
If you're on the Bengals, they pay you to stay there. So there's that. But Dalton McKenzie right now making sure Team OVW stays on the ground. Look at that little slap to the head, trying to get in the mind, the psyche of Cal Hero. It's not enough to physically beat these guys. Revolution want to mentally demoralize them.
Yeah, and you think about it, Team OVW has this really audacious move. They call out in a cage match Revolution. You call somebody like that, you got to be able to back it up. I mean, that is huge. Think about them losing this match tonight after they were the ones that called them out in defense of their great leader, Al Snow.
And you're absolutely right. This might have been a prideful decision on the part of Team OVW, maybe thinking more with their heart than their brains. But the thing is, we don't have a lot of options left, JB. I mean, every single thing we tried.
I'm not saying it's a bad decision, but when you go all in, you got to understand the stakes or you're going all in.
Next entering the cage, the Mammoth, Donovan Cisa.
Talk about a Division I athlete. What about Kentucky's strongest man? Has set Guinness World Records on the amount of things this man's been able to lift.
Oh, lifting AJZ to
so much power.
Oh man. Size for size, strength for strength.
I hope we reinforced Pikeville.
This looks like Scott Norton versus Vader.
I was going to say it looks like Godzilla versus Kong, but they skipped the first hour and a half of the movie.
I once beat Godzilla in his town, by the way.
It's one of my favorites. It's a 5-star classic. Look at that, though. That's the thing about Donovan, JBL. It's not just his strength. It's his speed, his agility. A man that size shouldn't move like that. You mentioned Vader. Shades of Vader in there right now.
One of the great big mans of all time, and you're correct. You're seeing an incredible big man with incredible agility, incredible strength, obviously.
And Donovan Cecil.
Team OVW may have done the right thing here.
He's a few practice sessions away from hitting a beautiful moonsault, just like Vader. But right now, he's got to pull every trick of the trade he can out to take on the Revolution. You see Doug Basham, Crixus chomping at the bit on the outside. Jack Vaughn, Cashflow, seemingly worried on Team OVW side.
Possibly just strategizing, Brian. Cashflow, a veteran of the game, again, making his huge return. What an influence I'm sure he has made to all members of Team OVW for tonight's huge match.
Oh, Tuscan James, double cross body, Linda.
All right. That momentum
Cecil has
there
a
for
glide
Team...
path of a sofa.
Oh.
It's like the Hindenburg. Oh, the humanity. It's effective.
It's incredibly effective. But tonight, one of these teams, much like the Hindenburg, is going to go down in flames. And Team OVW, so far, the match has been lit. We've got to hold on in this main event. This 10-man cage match is arguably the biggest match in OVW
Yeah,
history.
and you think about OVW, all the great people that have created coming out of OVW. You talk about that monster class they had with Brock Lesnar and John Cena and Randy Orton, Batista, Victoria, all of these incredible Shelton Benjamin, Hall of Famers, these incredible world champions.
Now
that come
entering
out.
for the Revolution, the Scottish War Machine, Crixus.
OVW is one of the great stories in professional wrestling history, and this is for the control of that OVW that we're talking about. This is a huge match and so many things at stake.
And I think that's part of the weight in this that Team OVW feels, and all those great names you've mentioned, all those Hall of Famers that have come from here. Team OVW carrying that banner tonight, that is a huge responsibility and one that they might buckle under the pressure and be crushed if they drop it.
And for Revolution, think about if they win tonight, they got called out. If they win, they control OVW.
Yeah, we touched on that earlier, JBL. It's crazy to think, just our huge return back at Davis Arena this week, Hot Point Davis Arena, and all the gold now belonging to the Revolution. They get this win.
It's a clean sweep.
It is. It's a complete takeover. Man.
Hell, if they win here tonight in this main event, you and I might get the week off next week. Crixus might be out here doing commentary. We'll need captions.
Perhaps.
Look at that, Crixus, your OVW heavyweight
Tell you what I'm going to do.
champion.
I'm going to talk to Doug Basham. And Linda, I'm going to make sure you got a job. Brad, I'm not so sure about you.
Oh.
I get that.
Thank you.
Crixus right now doing the job on Donovan Cecil, a man who came in with so much momentum. Oh, it's had it cut out of him. Look at that Tony Gunn, that trash suplex.
Hey, and by the way, guys, we still got a lot to come in this match. All of those gimmicks, all of those little toys out there can be used once everybody gets into the ring.
Those precarious, dangerous weapons hanging on the cage. You're absolutely right. As soon as all 10 men are in, all hell breaks loose, as if it hasn't already.
I was going to say, I see a lot of hell breaking loose right now in that cage, but momentarily, guys, we're going to see those weapons come into play.
And let me ask you, I mean, the big question mark, Doug Basham has not been in action for over a year in OVW. Is he going to be prepared tonight for this heavy of a situation, this dangerous of a matchup?
Doug Basham was in the cabinet. Doug Basham was with
Now entering the match, the veteran, Jack Vaughn.
Doug Basham was with me for years. Doug Basham is going to be ready for big events. I promise you Doug Basham is going to be ready.
Right now, Jack Vaughn coming in ready, taking out as many members of the Revolution as he can. Oh, there's that lariat.
Hey. Oh, I mean, hey, whatever it takes, that works.
Yeah, not quite as strong as the lariat, but still as effective.
Oh!
Beautiful spine buster.
One way to take a big man down, man.
JBL, what are your first thoughts of the veteran here? You saw the lariat pretty early on.
I like the veteran. I like the eye poke right in the middle of an Arn Anderson spine buster and a JBL clothesline.
He's a student of the sport, is Jack Vaughn, and Mick Foley's favorite wrestler, we found out a few months ago. But right now, Jack Vaughn, the favorite member of Team OVW, because he is swinging the pendulum back in our favor.
There we go.
Open the gate.
Oh.
I don't know if I agree with this, though. This is not the time. A little bit of a thigh slap there from the veteran.
But you get a huge reaction from the crowd there. We talk about how you get that momentum back from the crowd when they're in your favor. Perhaps that's what Jack Vaughn was doing there.
But, I mean, JBL, do you take away from the momentum to brag a little bit there in a situation as important as this?
Did Michael Jordan? Absolutely. Sometimes it's part of the game.
To really fair
Does it
assessment.
always work? Sometimes it can come back to bite you. Sometimes it's a psychological game like it was with Jordan and Larry Bird that works to your effect.
So it's a risk worth taking, you're saying.
Absolutely.
I think you're absolutely right. You hear the crowd chant OVW, Team OVW coming back to life. Oh, I say that immediately.
There's nothing better than beating somebody up and explaining to them that you're better than them at the same time. It's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah.
It's part of the American way to beat someone up and then trash talk them at the same time.
I'm going to take your word for it because I don't have the stature to ever make that a reality. But right now, these guys beating the hell out of each other. Oh,
The final entry for the Revolution.
There comes my guy.
Doug Basham.
that's the bell we've been waiting on. Doug Basham, the leader of the Revolution, has made his way into the match.
We're going to see. I mean, he is in great shape. I've got to say that right now. We got to see what he can bring. Oh, no. Not to Cal Hero. Oh.
And that's the thing. Every person Doug Basham is attacking right now, someone he's had a hand in training.
Right. This is so hard to watch.
Harder to watch, but can you imagine being hit by someone you used to call a mentor, being punched in the face by someone you used to call a friend? JBL, I know you've been through that a time or two.
I've been through that more than once or twice. And the best part is punching a person who thinks you're your friend. It's double cross them. It's so fun when a guy thinks you're a friend and you just like sucker punch him and knock him out. It's the best thing ever.
That is not where I saw that going, but I can oh, look at that Tony Gunn. Donovan Cecil didn't see that coming.
Whoa.
Tony with that diving knee in.
Wow.
And that's like, Tony Gunn has been so dead focused since joining the Revolution. It's a laser focus since joining the ranks, and look at this.
Oh, so wait. We talked about, is this the right time, the right moment to gloat? It can come back to bite you, like you said, JBL.
Team OVW feeding off the crowd. The Revolution feeding off their hate. Right now, Team OVW in a bad way, and there's one man left in there, and that's Cashville, but he may not even have a team standing by the time he gets in there.
Tulsa King better be ready.
Yeah, well, they're going to come for the Tulsa King, and Team Revolution so far has not missed.
So far they haven't. They're hitting on all cylinders. You see why they have all the titles.
You're absolutely, and JBL,
But the whole match is about to change. Once Cashflow gets in there, look, Revolution is dominating this match. They're absolutely boat racing these boys. But all those toys come into play once Cashflow hits that ring.
And a fresh man at it entering the cage, too.
And a fresh big man.
Oh, indeed.
a lot of big men on the ground right now, guys. Unfortunately, Jack Vaughn, Donovan Cecil, both dead.
Here we go.
On Team OVW's final entrant, Cashflow.
Is king.
And now the lethal lockdown begins.
Here we go. Those weapons you mentioned, JBL, they are fair play. The teams, they are even. Cashflow, he is back.
As the guy with the cowboy hat used to say, business is about to pick up.
Yes, and it has.
Cashflow, a man who's carried the banner for over a decade. Oh, dropping Tony Gunn. Cashflow has done it all here in OVW, but can he defend OVW when the enemies are at the gate?
Oh, that hurts.
Shook every pike and pike.
He's waiting for that. Oh,
Look at that Bastion. I think maybe
Wait.
trying to escape the cage.
Wouldn't you?
I would have never stepped in to begin with. JBL, I'm a coward. Look at this. Doug Basham kind of
wait.
strategizing from the top, calling the shots.
The one true vet, Doug Basham, trying to figure out how to change the game.
Doug Basham working smarter here, having his army decimate Team OVW. And here's the thing, guys, it's not just a moral defeat. It's embarrassing if OVW loses here tonight, not because they lost the Revolution, but because we did everything we could and came up short. There's so much demoralization and company's lineage on the line. There's so much that can be put in this cage match that there's no way that even the Appalachian Wireless Arena can hold it.
Oh, man. Again, if Team OVW cannot come out on top, I don't even know what to think. Like, will we still be here? Meaning,
JBL says he's going to keep you. But
okay.
Linda, you got a job.
All right. Well, okay.
I'm not sure about Brad.
I respect that. But here, look at this, though, guys. This is not a wrestling match anymore. This is a damn mugging. This is a gang fight, and the Revolution, They're standing tall.
And the Revolution is not the ones that called themselves out. OVW is the one that called the Revolution out. Be careful what you ask for sometimes.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, you mentioned how fun it is to punch your friend, but how demoralizing is it to call a fight and then lose that fight?
Yeah, you got the bravado, everybody with the crowd behind you. Let's go do something for OVW. You got the pitchforks and the lanterns. You're storming the castle. Well, sometimes there's a monster in that castle you really don't want to see.
Right now, that monster chewing and spitting out Team OVW.
This is decimation. This is absolute decimation by Revolution.
I hate to
it's a
see
damn near
this. Man.
This is a damn near death rattle.
I don't think any member from Team OVW has even touched a weapon, had it into their hands, to their disposal. Oh!
God. He just hit Dalton. Cal got out of the way. Cal taking out the edge. You're seeing some gasp of life here.
Cal
There we go.
but he needs some help. Can't do it alone.
Look, and again.
Nope.
Crix is attacking from behind. You have eyes in the back of your head in this matchup, and maybe in a couple in your ears, because people come at you from anywhere.
Ooh. Ow.
Tita, swinging for the fences on the back of AJZ. Donovan keeping Dalton McKenzie at bay. Folks, it's happening fast and furious in there. We essentially have 5 different fights happening in one high-stakes matchup.
And they're all violent. I love it. I love what you guys are doing down here at OVW. I may come down here more often.
Well, you would have loved Thursday. It was absolute chaos, JBL. I don't think we saw but one match end officially on Thursday night. The Revolution causing chaos and destruction throughout the Hot Point Davis Arena.
Well, right now, the destruction being caused by Team OVW.
See, that's this pendulum keeps swinging back and forth. That's that small space kind of situation. Momentum can shift.
And then you throw the weapons into play. That can change anything in a second.
And you have to respect the Team OVW came out here less than 100%. They came out here already being knocked out for the evening. Still here to fight. Still here to stand up for what they believe in. But on the other
side, call a ambulance.
I would argue
they come out here on 100%. No, but 100%. They're all professional wrestlers. You take what you got and you go to the ring.
Well, and they're leaving. JBL, I would argue they're leaving it all in there right now.
They are leaving it all in there. It's a matter of pride.
You're absolutely right.
Look, guys have been brought up in this system. OVW means the world to all 10 of these guys in that ring. For them to leave with control of this means everything to the 5 that do. To the 5 that don't, you failed. You failed miserably. Think about having to drive back to Louisville after failing miserably. One of these teams is going to have to do that.
And you mentioned it was Team OVW putting the challenge.
They're the ones that called them out. They're the ones that started the whole match.
If they can't.
I admire the audacity, but that's going all in with your chips.
Here's the thing, guys. We're talking about the Revolution. They're obviously fighting for Doug Basham as part of his regime. Team OVW clearly fighting for the side of Al Snow. Can you imagine?
Look at this. This doesn't end well.
Shots to the midsection there. T-Dub up in a no man's land there at the top of the cup of the cage. What? He just tossed over 300 pounds of Donovan Cecil.
TW3 mentioned earlier, he is a high flyer. What is he thinking right now, and what is Tony Gunn?
I've been in a lot of cage matches. This is one of the tallest cages I've ever seen. That is a long way down.
T-Dub looking to make his way down. Tony Gunn trying to cut him off at the pass.
It's getting tough to watch, you guys.
You mentioned that long car ride back to Louisville, JBL. Let me ask you how long the walk to Al Snow's office to say for Team OVW to say we couldn't get it done.
Was Al Snow even in his office? We hadn't seen him since Doug Basham took care of business, have we?
Come on, that's
the truth. What do you want to say? Look, Al's a friend of mine. I got nothing against Al Snow. You have a problem between these two guys, and so far, Al Snow is at the losing end of it.
And folks, we still have not received an update from Al after being attacked and left bloodied on Thursday night. JBL's right. So,
hey, we got a potential winner right here. All you got to do is get down the cage.
T-Dub on an island.
Problem is, guys, that's 20 feet in the air. You got to find a way to calm down. You break a leg coming off that.
Yeah, look at that. He's on the other side. He might be reversing course here, though. Hold on. No.
Wait, oh my God.
No,
You've got to be kidding me. This is the dumbest thing I think I'm ever about to see.
Dumb and brave
It's
are two
ballsy.
sides of the same
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes.
T-Dub going hell for
What
leather.
a moment. You wrestle your entire life and you want to be defined by a moment. He's just now defined by that forever.
You're hearing this crowd show their appreciation. The TW3 willing to do everything. Oh,
Wait.
what the hell is J-Rod?
Wait. Oh! She just took out our official. What?
I've been getting the Revolution credit up all night. No interference. What the hell is happening here?
Did she grab the keys? Oh my God, this is a game changer right here.
But what the hell, J-Rod? What is she doing? Why is she trying to get into the match?
More weaponry?
She's getting there against Cass.
Look, I'm with you. This is bizarre.
J-Rod, man, I don't know if this is wise.
Only Cash knows what to do here.
Oh! Yeah. Well,
J-Rod causing the distraction, allowing the low blow from Doug Basham, but like you mentioned, JBL, that's a team that knows what the other ones are thinking, that working in tandem.
That's what OVW does not have. That's people that are used to being part of the same group, part of the same faction, whatever you want to call it. They're used to working as a team.
Wait, what is Cal Hero being tossed out of the cage? What the hell are they doing?
oh no. Team OVW now down a man.
This is actually brilliant. You've got here, there are no rules, so you're not breaking the rules. Whether you like it or not, they're not breaking the rules. And they're getting something in their favor here by getting rid of Cal Hero.
And JBL Levincia attacking Cal out of nowhere. JBL, you're right. No rules broken. This is all within the realm of this matchup.
Whether you like it or not, whether it's a good taste or not, whether it's a good sportsmanship or not, there are no rules.
And this is kind of what we've been seeing. Every time OVW thinks we have a leg up, we're doing the right thing. The Revolution just cutting out our tendons from beneath us. Again, this has deteriorated from a match.
I think we've got a team right here. We're about to see who's about to control OVW. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Getting
You got
harder
momentum
and
on their
harder to
side.
watch.
You have a beat down on their side. You got numbers on their side.
No, Donovan Cecil tossed
They're
out of the
throwing
cage.
guys out of the cage like yesterday's garbage.
Tony.
Oh!
God, for the championship. I would argue you don't even call this a team anymore. This is an army. This is a conquering.
But again, be careful what you ask for. OVW called this out. You have to understand this team will do absolutely anything they can to win. And that's what you're seeing with Revolution. And if you're not willing to do that, don't get in a cage with them. You better be prepared to do this. Again, it's not cheating. There are no rules.
When you jump in the zoo enclosure with the hyenas, you know what you're getting yourself in for. You got to prepare for fangs. And tonight, Team OVW, they're getting all of it.
Is Cashflow the only remaining member in that cage right now?
Cashflow, you're absolutely right, Linda. That last bastion of hope for OVW.
Oh my gosh.
We're seeing the dying days of Al Snow's regime at OVW. The dying minutes, guys.
We've been saying for weeks, this is an empire in crumbling. You're right. This is the final pieces. We're seeing Cashflow being torn apart.
What are you talking about? When did OVW change hands? When did OVW's power shift? You're seeing it right now.
We knew tonight nothing was going to be the same after tonight. We did not expect this to be the outcome.
We can't say anymore if this ends poorly. Depends on which side you're on. It's when this ends poorly. As Doug Basham, to his credit, his uncle, Danny Davis, started OVW. He's the first student. He believes blood is thicker than water. I agree with him. And in Doug's mind, all of this is justified.
Right now, and I will say, Doug clearly runs in the family, building one hell of a unit, because Doug has built, again, an army, an indestructible unit that is bonded together.
Look at what Basham has put together. This is incredible. What a well-oiled team. These are 5 great superstars they were against. 5 great superstars. They were absolutely decimated.
This is the Hydra at the gates of hell. Multiple heads,
Cash
one
flow,
body, and efficient.
super big, tough guy. Absolutely helpless.
Pedigree from
Guys,
Crixus.
this is ball game. You can call this whenever you want. This is done.
I mean, adding insult to injury, they can easily pin Cash right now.
Yeah, but why would you? I think they're trying to send a message to anybody else who might try to wrest control over them. This is all about what's going forward. This is not about what's happened in the past. It's not about what's happening now. It's a foregone conclusion that Revolution is going to win this match. They're trying to set a precedent for anybody who might try to take control from them, as they have just done successfully from Al Snow.
Shining Wizard, it's a damn firing squad. Castro helpless. Dragging the referee, this OVW official.
Oh.
We got to do OVW, guys.
Your winners, the Revolution.
There, right there. That is what runs OVW now. One of the most storied territories in the history of professional wrestling that has brought out all kinds of superstars and Hall of Famers. Right there is the faction with all the gold, all the control, and all the power. And that right there, Doug Basham and the Revolution run OVW. Put an exclamation point on it, call ball game, put it in the newspaper, it's over. What happens next? Who knows? But I can tell you who happens next. That's Revolution, that's Doug Basham, because they're running the show.
That is indeed true. My goodness, I can't believe what we've witnessed tonight. This is insane.
Linda, I've talked all night about Wolves being at the door. We're past that. The Wolves' name is on the damn lease, and there's not a thing OVW can do about it.
And look at the shock of the wrestling fans walking out of this arena. They thought they were going to come see some fairy tale ending. Instead, they saw real life. In real life, fairy tales don't exist. In real life, bad guys win. And in real life, power is what runs things. In real life, power is what controls the world, and that's what you're seeing right now. I'm sorry your fairy tale didn't work out. Revolution now run the show.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
The locker room emptying out. The roster out here to defend Team OVW.
Weapon in hand as well. Can they make their way into the cage? That's the question.
The Revolution being surrounded like a bunch of caged animals.
I love it.
And that's the thing, the Revolution has made the enemy my enemy is my friend. You're not Revolution, you're OVW. You see everyone pulling together, but it's too damn late. Give me up.
Yeah, you should have thought about this 20 minutes ago when they were decimating these 5 guys who bravely fought, bravely lost the Revolution. Revolution had a plan, these guys didn't. And now they're trying to come up and make amends for what they did by ceding control to Doug Basham of the Revolution, and it's not going to work.
Look, you're seeing fans walking out disgusted with the Revolution. You're seeing the rest of OVW trying to get to him, but these guys holding court in the ring. I mean, this is a dangerous set of individuals who now have control of OVW.
So many new questions being left unanswered. You guys, the Revolution taking over, taking charge of OVW. I'm left speechless, you guys.
You see the massive humanity outside the ring. All these people trying to get their hands on the Revolution. People that the Revolution have left unconscious and bloodied over the last several months. Look at that.
Oh, wait.
Oh, he just attacked Shalance. Doug Basham.
Doug! What?
Doug Basham just attacked Shalance. The Revolution found their
Just when I thought you couldn't get any
There's a deep sense of hopelessness now, guys. A sense of loss and that deep, burning question. What the hell do we do now?
I'll tell you what you don't do. You don't have a pity party in the ring like these guys are having right now. Look, you got beat. You called somebody out, you got beat. You didn't get beat, you got decimated. Absolutely decimated.